Now, Kim Porter was a model, an actress, and once upon a time was Diddy's former assistant turned girlfriend in an on and off again relationship that lasted 13 years, and it was incredibly toxic. I mean, we see all this stuff coming out about Cassie. I can't imagine what Kim Porter went through. She also has 3 children with Diddy, 2 twin daughters, and a son. Kim passed away in November 2018 of pneumonia, which is something I personally don't believe, and after this video, you may not believe it either. Keep in mind, she was only 47 years old. Diddy was quoted saying, 3 days before she passed, she wasn't feeling well. She had the flu and sent the kids over to my house so they wouldn't get sick. One night, I was checking on her and she was like, Puffy, take care of my babies. She actually said that to me before she died.
Diddy's ex, Kim Porter, is found dead at 47. E! News can confirm that the model and actress who dated Sean Diddy Combs for 13 years was found dead at her home in Los Angeles.
Now let's get into what the reports say about Kim's death and then what we think happened. So she had been feeling unwell with flu-like symptoms for about 4 days before her death. Her autopsy report, which I have problems with as well, said her symptoms were coughing, congestion, sweats, and sore throat. She also had body aches and it worsened over those days. Now she did see a doctor and was given an anti-inflammatory drug, but despite getting that prescription, her symptoms did not get any better and she started to cough up streaks of blood and it just wasn't looking good. According to an emergency dispatch posted by TMZ, the call came in as cardiac arrest. A source told the outlet that she had been struggling with pneumonia, but at first they didn't know what happened to her.
Agent 76, Rescue 82, cardiac arrest. Agent 76, you're going to get EMS 14.
Now, an autopsy was performed the next day and the cause of death was deferred pending further testing. So already we have some red flags because her body has been sent off and they need to do further tests to figure out what exactly happened to her, which in some cases makes sense. But for pneumonia, for what they came up with, it should have been more obvious. According to the coroner's report, Kim's body was screened for traces of alcohol and drugs, including cocaine and opioids, which all came up negative. She also was tested for a bunch of viruses, which also came up negative. Although the LA County Department Medical Examiner Coroner's Office, which LAPD, I mean, you guys have heard stories. I don't even need to go on and say that I don't trust them, but either way, they said that she had pneumonia. They ruled this later on, but fans were speculating that this didn't quite add up, especially with the timeline and the fact that she's 47 years old and that she's in ties with Diddy. Here's a conspiracy I found on Reddit. They write, the autopsy team needs to be questioned. Diddy allegedly has the potential of 8 bodies now. The witness count is over 50 people of interviews available with the celebrities, all aware of some aspect of this psychotic world. He had his hand in Tupac and Biggie's death. He also had a part in his ex-bodyguard Wolf, who was killed in a setup. He had his ex Kim Porter killed, and now he's been going after Jamie Foxx. Keep in mind that Jamie Foxx was battling some mysterious illness, and a lot of people felt that he was poisoned. This person goes on to say that Diddy has harmed 90% of his talent roster, and he's used drugs and pressured them with blackmail to abuse them. The victim list is insane. He has literally some, such as Meek Mill, Justin Bieber, Cassie, Danny Kane, Ja Rule, and hundreds more. Him and his sons are worded a yacht worker in the Caribbean, which we spoke about on my main channel. If this is all true, it makes sense why people like Cat Williams are speaking up or why Wendy Williams is suffering. One person added that pneumonia can be chemically induced, so someone could be poisoned and it could appear that they are suffering from this disease when in fact they are being poisoned by someone out to get them. But why would Diddy want to go get the mother of his children? Probably because she was going to expose him like he's being exposed now. Now let's get into some witnesses and some situations that really make me question what happened to Kim Porter, why I don't believe she died of pneumonia. And we have a lot of evidence to go off of because we've got ex-bodyguards speaking out saying that Diddy did get physical, not only with Cassie, like we saw in that horrible video, but also with Kim. Diddy's former bodyguard, Roger Bond, said that Diddy is a king manipulator. He can manipulate anything, anyone. Money and power is what he's all about. Now, Roger worked with Diddy for about a decade from 2003 into 2012. He did an interview with Piers Morgan where he revealed that he and other people were aware that Diddy was doing things to Cassie that were not okay. Roger also shared that Kim went through some similar treatment. The ex-bodyguard said he witnesses Diddy smack and grab Kim Porter. Roger told Piers Morgan that he saw Diddy get violent with women about 4 or 5 times during his tenure, saying, quote, "I've seen him get physical and grab him up," which is so appalling to think that he's seen this. And I mean, again, Diddy's scary, so I'm not trying to paint Roger into a bad guy, but I wish a lot of people spoke out sooner.
How many times did you personally witness him be violent towards women?
Around 4 or 5 times.
And was that all with Cassie, or was it Cassie and other women?
I seen him with Cassie, and I seen him with Kim Porter, his kid's mother.
Now, Roger was actually named in Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy. Roger described multiple alleged accounts of Diddy getting violent towards women in his close circles, including an incident with Kim Porter in front of the Beverly Hills Hotel. Now, he did not share when the alleged incident happened, but he said the former partners were fighting in a vehicle and he saw it go down. He said that Kim got out of the car, she fixed her hair, and she told Diddy that she wanted him to take responsibility and explain to the media while she was all torn up after he had grabbed her. He does allude to the fact that Kim once realized that she needed to stand up against Diddy and have power in this situation if she was going to survive. And of course, Diddy did not like that.
What did you see him do with Kim Porter?
I seen him inside the car, grab her up. I seen him smack her, you know. And one thing about Kim is Kim got to the point where she fought back because she realized how powerful she was. It was one incident on Sunset Boulevard in front of the Beverly Hills Hotel where I just seen the car rocking back and forth. You know, of course, he put everybody out the car, but I seen the car shaking. So I opened the door. I said, "What are you doing? You know, what are you doing? See where we at and what are you doing?" And Kim got out the car like nothing happened. And she fixed her hair and she told him, she said, "I want to see you explain to the media that scratch I'm going to put across your face if you put your hands on me again."
That is so strong that she felt the courage to fight back and defend herself, because so many people find themselves in these situations and they can't. I mean, I don't know if I would be able to stand up for myself. So good for her that she could do that. But I mean, he is a terrifying man. Gene Deal is another one of Diddy's former bodyguards, and he had something to say about Kim Porter's death. Gene Deal has been super outspoken when it comes to Diddy, and he has publicly said that he believes that they need to reopen Kim Porter's death case, which someone dying of pneumonia, that's pretty straightforward. So to reopen a case like that, it's difficult, and it also has to take some type of evidence or some lead that there was some mishandling. But honestly, at the end of this episode, you probably will agree that there definitely has been mishandling.
After the video came out of Diddy attacking Cassie, you got a lot of people that feel like Diddy, he probably has something to do with Kim Porter's death, and they want the police to reopen her case. How you feel about that?
My man, I wish, for the sake of Kim's family, because bruh, if you know what I know, he put Kim in a gold casket, then has security, 24-hour security at the funeral home, so nobody would go in there and touch the casket or take Kim out of there. I think that they should reopen our case and have an independent pathologist look at everything about her so she can rest in peace.
I like how he noted an independent person needs to be present and a part of this case, because he recognizes Diddy has money, he has power. The LAPD, I mean, they could get paid off easily if they want to cover up something. Just, name your price. Again, that's my opinion and what a lot of people say about the justice here in Los Angeles. Gene goes on to share other stories where Diddy had gotten physical with Kim because Kim had been, I guess, talking to other men. I mean, nothing justifies what he would be doing to her. Nonetheless, it's another piece of evidence that he has gotten physical with her in the past, and it doesn't seem to bother him to hurt her. So to kill her off, I mean, it wouldn't be a far stretch.
I could hear it in the suite, in the hotel suite, and then sometimes when Kim lived on 70th something street, and I would go upstairs with Diddy, you could hear the shit in the hallway. And I would just shake my head when he come out or whatever, and Kim would be in the house. And it's always about where she was at or who she was dealing with.
It's insane to me how Diddy really tried to isolate these women from everyone. And you know that he was out there sleeping around and harming other people, yet he had such a double standard. And he had people kind of like this guy, Genie, who enabled it. I mean, essentially, he was there and knew what was going on, and he didn't do anything about it because he was getting paid. Everyone around Diddy is getting paid, and he has so much protection because of it. He can get away with beating up a woman and then, paying off a hotel or paying off the police or whatever he needs to do to get away. But he's not going to be getting away for long.
Then you hear about the fact that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht?
Wow, I ain't hear about that.
He broke Kim, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht. Cassie's story is Kim's story. Cassie's book is Kim's book.
The fact that he could go as a man and go and hit this woman in the face, someone who, again, is the mother of his children, has been in his life for so long, is just repulsive. It shows that he really has no boundaries. One of the reasons why I think he left Kim and went on to Cassie was because he couldn't control Kim as much as he wanted to, because she did start to defend herself. That's something that Cassie has shared was so difficult for her to do because he was so controlling and powerful. She felt like she had no support, but Kim, I think, was so fed up that she realized this was a life or death situation.
You see a picture on the internet going with Puff, right hand is in a bandage. That's the night I was called by Paul to meet him over at St. Luke's Hospital. He had a white t-shirt wrapped around his wrist because Kim had took the cork, where you open up wine, the corkscrew. She took the corkscrew and caught him on his wrist defending himself. And he almost, I know he tore some ligament, but he almost hit an artery. I came close to the artery or either scratched it or cut it a little bit because he just kept bleeding.
Oh God, I mean, hearing that, trigger warning, because imagine like I like my wine and I know exactly what he's talking about with a corkscrew, and imagine that getting stuck onto your body and ripping you out, bleeding. I mean, good for her that she had that weapon available, but damn, I mean, the fact that it got to that point is so sick, and I just can't imagine why couples get to that or why to even get to that point. I mean, it can't be enjoyable for Diddy. I mean, unless he finds some sick joy out of this. I mean, it just seems like such a stressful situation for both people to be in, and it's really all Diddy's fault. Thank you for watching this clip from the Let's Get Into It podcast. To view the full episode, visit the link listed below.